So, you've made it through the whole entire course. You now understand how to set up your Google Shopping campaigns. You've added the negative keyword list. All your products are lined up. Everything is running and good to go. So, now it begs the question, how do you track your Google Ads accurately and scale up faster? As you can see in the screenshot right here, this client in 1 month was able to profit $35,000 from her 2 Google campaigns. Now, how was she able to receive a 46 ROAS and a 12 ROAS? Well, she was able to do this because of accurate tracking. So Google Ads and Google Analytics, for that matter, don't track accurately at all. They do for 30 minutes, right? They have 30-minute sessions where if a customer clicks on your ad and then starts browsing and within the 30-minute session ends up purchasing, well, then it can attribute that ad or that purchase to that ad, right? If the person gets on the ad, scrolls on your website, and then let's say they leave, they go get some food, they get back into the routine of some things and they come back a couple hours later, well, Google no longer knows which ad they came from, right? So what is the problem with Google Ads, Google Analytics? Why can't you just look off of their dashboards? Well, Google Analytics is last click attribution, meaning they could have clicked on 3 ads prior to the last one, and it will only be attributed, the purchase will only be attributed to that last ad. But what if they came from a different ad? What if that customer was discovered through a whole different ad and now your whole scaling is off? You don't know which one is actually bringing in the true customers, right? So also the 30-minute sessions I mentioned a moment ago, meaning if the user has exactly 30 minutes to purchase, the sale will only be attributed to a non-organic or an unknown campaign. So if it's a 31-minute session, 1 minute over the 30 minutes, the customer will be attributed to an unknown campaign, right? Google doesn't know from which campaign was that customer coming from. And also Google is switching to model data in 2023. So this is what Facebook uses. This is just a fancy term of saying, hey, we can't track customers anymore. We're not allowed to get any sort of data. We're going to have to kind of just guess and model. And their argument for this is Google says the model Universal Analytics is built on has become obsolete. So they're kind of piggying back on, hey, we used to do this, then we did something better, but now we're not able to do that anymore. So we're reverting back to this, right? So it says, by not relying exclusively on cookies and using an event-based data model, Google Analytics can operate across multiple platforms. This makes it for a more future-proof solution. This doesn't help us marketers. This doesn't help us business owners. This really just hurts us, right? Because they're not able to track accurately. They're only to model a result that could have been received, right? So they don't know whether a purchase came through or not. So that's happening pretty soon here, a couple months, right? To be exact, in July of 2023, as it says up here, July 1st, 2023 to be exact. So these are the core problems, right? So the ideal solution to something like this would be a software that is built on just accurate attribution, a software that can track accurately past 30-minute sessions. Ideally, it would be 30-day sessions. Like imagine a customer being tracked, all of its movements and interactions with your website for 30 days. They could be clicked on your ad on day 1, and if day 30 they decide to purchase, the software would know which ad the customer came from. That's how crazy this would be to you and your tracking, right? A software that could be first click attribution, right? We want to know originally where the customer came from. We don't want to know where the last click was. I mean, maybe in some instances we do, but for the most part, we want to be able to identify where did the customer originally come from? Where should I increase my budgets so that more cold and unique customers can come from that ad, right? We want to know this type of stuff. We want a software that can track every interaction a customer does. How much time do they spend on a current page? Do they add to cart? Do they not add to cart? This is all super important in our metrics and planning for future campaigns, future strategies, and other ways that we can gauge customers and our marketing strategies, right? We also want a software that can feed more accurate data back into the advertising platform. So not only do we get accurate data, but the data that we get, then the software can send back to Google. Can send back to Google, can send back to Facebook or any other ad platform and be like, hey, this ad is performing better than what you're saying, right? You should optimize this ad a little bit better. You should favorite this ad a different type of way than you would otherwise. So that in itself is a win-win, right? It helps the algorithm that you're advertising on help improve the performance of your ad while also giving you accurate insights on what you should be doing with that ad. We also want a software that can improve targeting for us. So what is this software? Well, this is Adea. And Adea does exactly what you would want. This is like a marketer's dream, right? Even business owner. If you run ads online, you want something that does this. You want something that tracks customers accurately for 30 days. You want something that's first click attribution, that knows exactly where the customer is coming from, what ad. You also want to be able to switch from first click to last click attribution, right? You want to be able to track every interaction a customer does on your website. Super important, right? Like, I want to know exactly what it's doing, what the customer is doing. How is he interacting? How is she interacting with my website? You know, can I pull a certain type of strategy out of that type of metric? I don't know, maybe, you know. Adea feeds accurate data back into the advertising platform, helping improve the platform's understanding of performance, and it also improves targeting. So, you know, I can talk about this forever, but it was best for me to just show you what the software really is. So, one of our clients that we have using Adea was using only Facebook, and you know, wanted to explore other channels, other media channels, and we recommended Google. We helped them get set up with Google, and you know, get accurate tracking. And this is what happened in the past 30 days. So, from 2 campaigns, they were able to get a almost $33,000 profit at almost a 10 ROAS, and a $4,300 profit at a 58 ROAS. So what is this? How, right? So real quick before I show you how, I want to show you the 2 differences between Adea and how Google Ads shows this. So see this ad spend, right? We have ad spend right here. Keep in mind, 7627 and 3687. Okay, if we go on over to that account, 7627, 368955. So this is likely a little bit off, a couple dollars because of a time zone, but nonetheless, if you look at the conversion value, it's off by a lot, right? So for the Smart campaign, it's showing a $24,500 conversion value. For the brand search campaign, showing almost $4,000. Okay. So 24.4, 3.8. We go back over here, none of those, right? It's almost off by $8,000, right? And this is off by, we have 4.3 and 3.8. It's off by also $500. It's not bad, but it's not ideal, right? So this is why it's so important to have accurate attribution, so that you know where the money is actually going, right? So you can scale properly, know exactly what to do based on super accurate data. And for that same matter, whichever one isn't working, right? We want to be able to track the ones that aren't working, where if we were putting in $400 into this campaign, we want to know if it's working for us or not. So if we look at this one, over the past month, it spent $400. And we go back into Google, let's see what Google says, how it performed. So if you look here, this is so bad, right? Same cost, $400, $400, okay? Now, on Adea, it shows a minus $32 profit. It shows a revenue of $368. You know, it's not doing good. Ideally, you want to shut this off and not spend money anymore on it. Google, though, shows us that it's given us $5,000 in conversion value. It's given us 23 conversions, just some absurd metrics that, you know, if you were to trust Google on this one and scale this campaign, well, you'd be losing a ton of money because, I mean, look, it's showing us almost a $5,000 conversion value when in reality we've got only $368 from the campaign itself, right? That is just insane. This is something that's scary and happens quite often. If you're not tracking accurately your ads, you could be in this type of situation where scaling is a problem. You're losing money for no reason when you shouldn't be, and you know your dollar should be going to stuff that's working, not stuff that you think is working, right? So this is why it's super important to make sure that you know what's running right, what's not, and Adea does that. So another thing I want to show real quick is we have a bunch of other products that you can leverage for your business. Our motto here at Adea is 15% additional growth within your first 30 days of use. So that's what we strive for. As you can see, on top of the Quantum Ads Manager, you get 8 to 9 more products that you can use for your benefit, right? We have 5 products backed by true AI metrics, which take your whole entire data, analyze it, and give you recommendations on how to reach specific ROAS goals, revenue goals, and efficiency ratio goals. So if you're interested in learning more and seeing how Adea can help your business grow, book a demo with us today. We're very excited to bring you on board, and we've seen tremendous success with anyone that has given Adea a shot. First 30 days are free, no risk at all. Book a demo with us today. Give Adea a try. Hope you guys got value from this course, and see you soon.